Friday. We are here. We are in here. It's time to talk about this book, honey. It is time to talk about this book. Yes, in the name. Amen. Yes. Yes, because what is happening? Listen, I've literally restarted over and over again. It's okay. Who's supposed to be on here, who's supposed to see it, it's going to get to them no matter what. In the mighty name of Jesus, that's right. So one part of my book that I was talk about it, sis. That's right, Britt. The enemy. We ain't gonna do that. One part of my book that I talked about this week was about being, and it still says some people are unable to join that I invited, which is weird, but we're just gonna keep rolling, was not being authentic to who I was, right? So you guys, let me tell you a story about the first time I lied. First time I lied, okay? Listen, the very first time I lied, I was in elementary school. Yeah, elementary school. I was like in the 4th or 5th grade. And everybody else's parents, everybody else had younger parents. Like all of my friends, they had younger parents. So, hey, Mina, look, you're able to get on. Mina, I tried to invite you earlier and it didn't work. So I don't know what's happening. Hey, Lyric. Sorry, my daughter's here. What's up, boo? You need something from me? Because mommy's on her live. You can. Go ahead. Hey, y'all. That's what we do. I got a 6-year-old, y'all. This is life. This is real life. So the very first time I lied, you guys, I was literally in the 4th, 5th grade, and all my friends had younger parents, and they got to do different things that I didn't get to do, right? Wanda and Solomon were old school. My parents were so old school, y'all. That's how I know so much good old school music. Look, we weren't able to listen to too many rap songs. Like, we had to listen to Anita Baker and Earth, Wind, and Fire, and like that was their jams, right? So, like, I had these old school parents that had these morals and values, and that were like, listen, you need to go to sleep at 8 o'clock. That's it. So I was like 9, 10, 11, going to sleep at 8 o'clock, and my friends were out in these streets kicking it, watching all kinds of shows, right? So the Players Club came out, y'all. Y'all know the Players Club. That was a big movie. It's big for the culture. A lot of people watched it, right? So my friends and their young parents let them watch the Players Club, right? Lisa Ray, seems like you're ready. Yeah, right? These are 10 and 11-year-olds watching the Players Club, first off. Let me just tell you that. Anyways, my parents were like, hell no, you can't watch Players Club. Not at all. In fact, we're going to watch it, but y'all got to go to y'all room, right? Because it was for the culture, right? My parents was like, nah, we're going to watch this, but y'all can't watch this. So when it came out, went back to school, everybody's talking about it. Everybody. Oh, yeah, remember when she pulled out the gun? And so my ass is like, yeah, I remember that. Like, yeah, I remember. Ooh, that was crazy when that happened. Oh, my gosh. Buddha, go to sleep. Yes. Just like my mom and my dad was like, go to sleep. Go to sleep. 7 o'clock. I know it's early, but we're on a different kind of schedule here. So I was not able to watch it, but I lied to my friends and acted like I knew about it, y'all. That was probably like one of the first times I lied and was like, ooh, I know I lied. I'm sorry, God. Ooh, but I mean, I didn't want nobody to know that I was going to sleep at 8:30, right? Well, fast forward, pretending became a thing for me. Pretending became a thing for me. One of the reasons why it became a thing for me is because I moved around to several different schools, living in a home where my mother was an addict of gambling, where money was misplaced often, and a lot of the times we didn't have a house to actually live in. So pretending and having to move from this place to that place and find a new place in this state and that state, back and forth between Portland and Washington, Vancouver, Washington is where my mom's side of the family is at. But going in between the two and having to do that, I learned very quickly how to make friends. And the way that I did it was not with being genuine. It wasn't being true to me. It wasn't being the authentic me. It was pretending, right? So I told you guys about how I first lied, about how I was like, yeah, listen, Players Club, they believed it and all the above, right? So I started doing that, you guys, as a child. Like I started in order to fit in with people, in order to easily fit in with people and allow things to happen and to have a friendship. It was almost like I was afraid of being me because I was too afraid that they weren't going to like me, or I was too different, or I stood out, or I don't know, she's a little weird, right? So I started doing that in order to make friends everywhere I go. I was really quick at making friends. And if I can be honest with my siblings, if you ask them, Brittany always has friends. Brittany's always had friends. I've always been able to make friends. And it's because I pretended a lot of the ways. I pretended to agree with people when I didn't really necessarily agree. I pretended to act a certain way. I remember when I was in middle school, I don't know how I attracted these mean girls, you guys, because I'm so sweet. Anybody that knows me, I'm so sweet. I don't know how I attracted these mean girls, but like the mean girls, like that was my group in middle school. Like we was snatching off ponytails and doing all kinds of stuff. And listen, as I talk about it, I'm like, yo, I really did that as a child. Rude, mean girls, but that was my crew, right? So I had to pretend to do that. So as I'm going along and I'm writing my book, you guys, I have to be honest about the different things that I did. Snatching out ponytails, acting a fool, being mean to people, right? That was 6th grade, like middle school, right? And it's really a process of when you go and you move from elementary school to middle school, you're really just trying to figure it out. You don't really quite know who you are. You're just trying to figure it out, right? So I'm in the process of telling the story in my book, right? I'm writing my book as I'm starting to put things together, get creative, and write the realness of what's going on and what has happened in my development of who I am and how I became authentically me. And I started thinking about how in Hollywood, right? If you've ever, I'm big on reading, you guys. So I'm a nerd. I call myself a gorgeous geek. I love to read. I don't care what anybody says. I am a nerd. Like straight up, I read books. I love it. I love to learn. I am a professional student, right? Nothing gets me more excited but that. So in the process of doing that and in the process of understanding that, reading different books and seeing movies, right? Because people write books and then they make a movie out of it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go see the movie. Yeah, I read the book. I'm going to go see the movie now. So you go and you see the movie and there are some similarities there, right? But it's nothing like the book. Like certain characters that you're like, oh, I thought he was going to be taller. I thought he was going to be more handsome. Why did they cast this person for that? I don't know, right? So what I came up with in the process of writing my book is the Hollywood effect. The Hollywood effect. That's it. It's when things that you read in a book and things that you see in the actual movie based on the book doesn't quite match up, right? You guys, I love BMF. I don't know if there's any other BMF lovers out there. I love BMF. I watch it. And I love how at the beginning they give you the disclaimer like, yeah, some of this shit might have happened and some of this shit might be real, but it might not have happened like this. But they give you the disclaimer like, maybe we kind of Hollywooded it up a little bit. We added a little razzle dazzle to it, but some of this shit really actually happened. So that's what I think about when I think about the Hollywood effect. And so I talk about how this Hollywood effect would be something that I did in several different aspects of my life, starting with my career. You guys, like I said, I'm a professional student. I would go to school, get a degree, come out of there, go into a job, a career, whichever one it was, work it for all of a year or two, and then be done, be miserable. But people would ask me, right? Because I'm a college graduate. I got my degree for this job, and then I went and I got this job, and I should be happy, right? I should be happy. Like I should be excited about this and happy and sharing all this goodness. And I was miserable on the inside. But I was so embarrassed about going to school and getting the degrees and doing the things, right? I did it the right way. In my mind, I did it the right way. This is how they told me to do it. They told me I would be successful if I went to school and got the degree and then I get the good job. But I was miserable at the job. So then I'm over here lying to people about how, yeah, it's cool. I love it. I enjoy it. And it's a good job. Don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't for me. But I would lie about it, you guys. I would. And that was that Hollywood effect, just lying about it, not quite adding up to what the reality is, but it's sort of truthful. There's some things that are good. Like, yeah, the money was good. It was nice. I was getting paid a little more. That was nice. That's a good part. but all these other parts weren't matching up. This Hollywood effect would play out in my relationships. Big time. How about that? Listen, I'm a girl's girl. I love my ladies. I have a solid group of girlfriends. And I, unfortunately, would attract men who were fools. And when I attract men who were fools and the foolishness played out in my relationships, well, then I would have to deal with that. And then I would have to explain to my girls, because I'm a girl, and my girls love me, when I would explain to them about how this guy who, you know, I was dating and everything was so blissful the first couple of weeks, the first couple of months, and then out of nowhere, it's toxic and it's terrible. And so now I'm struggling, but I'm not trying to tell my girls that I'm struggling in this relationship. I'm not trying to, you know, so I'm lying about it. I'm like, no, everything's good between me and Eric. It's great between us. Things are great. Things are golden. And then 2 weeks down the road, when we don't work out, and I come back around because I'm a girl's girl and I love my ladies and they know that I'm going to be honest about it, I would be like, oh, you guys, it just didn't work out. I don't know what happened. Me and Eric didn't work out. It was tragic. It's a done deal. I don't really care. I'm really over it. And I would make it seem, have this hard exterior, make it seem like I was over it. But my little feelings was hurt that me and Eric didn't work out, right? Like, that was the realness of what was going on. But I couldn't have my girls knowing that it didn't work out with Eric. And Eric was a fool anyways. He was a fool, right? But that's the Hollywood effect, right? It would make me feel so embarrassed about the things going on in my relationship that weren't right, the toxic things that were happening, the things that, you know, this man was doing and all the above, whatever it was, it would make me so embarrassed and so shameful that I couldn't be honest with my friends about what was going on. And then at the end of the day, when they could have supported me in that, they could have encouraged me in that and giving them a chance to show up for me in a different way, like I show up for them, I would lie about it and just eat it, you guys. Eat it, eat my feelings, shove it down. But eventually, who knows that it has to come up sometime. Those emotions have to arise sometime. And sometimes they arise at the most craziest times, right? At the times where, you know, we just going about our day and boom, you're hit, you're triggered. And all these emotions just start to come up out of you because you push so much stuff down and you had to have a hard exterior, or you thought you had to have a hard exterior. Because a lot of us, we just think in our mental that we have to be this hard person all the time because that's how we grew up. That's how we learned from our trauma that we had to be strong, and we had to be a strong Black woman. That's what I learned from my grandmothers. That's what I learned from my mother, that I had to be a strong Black woman. So how does that play out in our relationships and our friendships, all the above? It's like I have this hard exterior, but inside I'm broken. I'm miserable. I'm sad about my toxic relationship ending in all reality, but I wasn't able to be honest about it, right? Hollywood effect. You guys, I don't know about you, but I know there's several people that have done this in their lives, and that's why I'm speaking on it, and that's why it's in my book. Another way that the Hollywood effect would play out is, you guys, not only in your relationships, not only in your friendships, not only in your careers, right? Like I was saying, but it would also play out, one of the biggest facades for me is acting like the strong one. It's being the strong woman. Being the strong woman, going through all kinds of trauma, and recognizing that because I've gone through so many different types of trauma, because I went through so many different things, and I was struggling so many different times, that each time I went through something, I literally heard my mother, my grandmother, my granny, those voices about how, oh, honey, life is hard. Oh, but it's hard. You know, God never told us it wasn't going to be easy. Or if I don't laugh about it, I'm going to cry about it. Or whatever the saying was from my beautiful Black women in my family that taught me how to be a beautiful Black woman, whatever the saying was, what it caused me to do was minimize the different things that I went through. And I don't know who I'm speaking to about this, but I know it's real. Sometimes we minimize the trauma. Sometimes we minimize the pain and the hurt, right? Because we have to have this hard exterior, because we learned over and over again from our siblings or from our ancestors, or from our moms and our grannies and whoever else taught you how to be a woman or a man. We learned that, oh, if I don't laugh about it, I'm gonna cry about it. So I'm just gonna laugh about it. Oh, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep moving no matter what. Yeah, it's hard. All these different things that you hear that are in your internal, that are right here in your unconscious mind, that you replay out every time you go through something. You literally replay it out each time you go through something. and it minimizes the trauma that you're going through. So you may be going through something that is so terrible, so hard, so frustrating. So whatever it is, you may be going through something that is so hard, so trying, but yet you've minimized it because all your life you've heard, well, life is supposed to be hard. Well, you're a strong Black woman. Let me tell you one of my favorite ones that I hear all the time. And I know that my family and my loved ones tell me this because they're like really proud of me. But what it has caused me to do all my life, you guys, is it's caused me to minimize my pain and my hurts. It literally has caused me to, oh, that's nothing. A divorce? That's nothing. What? A divorce? That's something. Some people don't even make it out of a divorce. Some people go to a mental hospital during a divorce. Some people aren't even able to get up each and every day and go through their daily routine because of divorce. But here I am because I've been told all my life, baby. Okay, darling. Sorry, y'all. My baby. It's okay, baby. I will help you out in 1 second. Mommy's talking, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. See you later. I'll come up there in a second. But like I was saying, sorry, you guys. Listen, I'm a mother, for real. Single mother. That's what we do. We jump right in. Hey, y'all. Hey, D. Look, hey. So like I was saying, all my life, I've been told, life is hard. It's supposed to be hard. What? You got to keep moving. But one of the ones that I was talking about, sorry, my brain started to trigger. One of the things I was talking about that I've been told over and over again by so many people in so many different ways is, Britt, you're one of the strongest people I know. You're one of the strongest women I know. You're one of the strongest women I know. And I don't know who else has heard that before. You're one of the strongest women I know. And that may be true. But that doesn't mean that I don't have weak moments. That doesn't mean that I don't get to cry and I don't get to break down and I don't get to express myself and I don't get to handle and deal with my grief like everybody else because I'm a strong Black woman. That doesn't mean that I get to minimize all the stuff that I went through, all the trauma, all the childhood stuff, all the sexual abuse. That doesn't mean that I get to minimize that because I'm a strong woman. But in my mind, I heard that so many different times in so many different ways. And a lot of the times it's not supposed to be hurtful. It is coming from a place of people are just proud of you. It's not fair. Exactly. Bishop, it's not fair. It's not fair. Some people, listen, I've always expressed to my friends that I have been that person who has gone through so many different things. And everybody else, I feel like everybody else is on vacation, kicking their legs up, having a good time, living life, enjoying stuff. And I'm just trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma. But what I've recognized and what I've understood, especially writing in my book and understanding who I am to the kingdom of God. And when you are somebody who has a powerful purpose to the kingdom of God, and you are important to the kingdom of God, you are going to go through some different things. You're going to go through some more challenging things. Why? Because your blessings are greater on the other side. Because you are literally here as a vessel for God. That you're walking around sharing God with everybody, showing people that God is real, showing people that miracles happen, showing people that you are one of God's favorites, showing people that, listen, and sometimes, and I'm going to say it isn't fair, but listen, the blessings on the other side of that thing, he makes up for it and he gives us double for our trouble. He does. We may not see it right now. We may not see it tomorrow. We may not see it next month. We may not see it next year, but eventually you are going to see it. You're going to feel it. And you're going to be like, God, thank you. Thank you for that. I know right now that what I am receiving, I know right now that these blessings that are happening, that this beautiful miracle that has happened is from me being a willing vessel to show up for your people and show out and share with them my testimonies, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much I want to boo-hoo cry. And y'all know I'm a boo-hoo cry at any given moment. So true. Love you, Sora. Oh, love you. Oh, my Soras are on. I love y'all. I don't be feeling like his favorite. I be feeling like his stepchild, Dominique. Sometimes. Sometimes it feels that way. Hey, yes, he will have to pray for patience. Yep, you have to pray for patience because it's hard. It is hard, Sora. It is hard. Pray for that patience. Keep moving forward, right? That's what we got to do. But listen, you guys, I don't know who it is that has heard all their life that they are strong, and you are strong, and that is right. You are strong. And also it's okay to break down. And also it's okay to deal and work through your, look, thumbs up. I know. That's right. Thumbs up. All that. You guys, I don't know what's going on, but listen, that's God right there. All that celebration, that's God confirming and saying, listen, it's okay. It's okay that we have to break down and we have to deal with our grief and we have to work on our healing and still be strong in the midst of that. And sometimes what you'll recognize is even when you were at your weakest, that's when you show up your strongest. It's the craziest thing, you guys. When I went through my divorce, when I was dealing through it and working through it, people were like, well, how are you doing it? I'm like, God, I don't know. Like, I'm just showing up. I'm literally showing up and listening and surrendering and asking God each and every step of the way. Listen, when I first started teaching after while I was going through my divorce, I would just be like, God, I would just call on God. And my poor kids, I was happy and blessed to have a spiritual class that was like, we believe in Jesus and talking about God and stuff. But like, listen, I would be like, God, Jesus, God, Jesus, millions of times a day, because sometimes you just got to call on him. And that's where your strength comes from. When you're feeling your weakest, when you're feeling your lowest, when you're feeling like you can't make it through, that's where your strength comes from. God, you just call on his name at any given time and he'll show up for you and show out for you at any given moment. And I love it. But listen, Hollywood effect, you guys, don't let that be the way that you live your life. That's all you need. Yes, that's right, E. All you need. Don't let the Hollywood effect. Don't let praying without ceasing. Amen, sis. Don't let the Hollywood effect be the way that you live your life. Be authentic. Show up as you. Show up as you in each and every environment, and each and every moment, and each and every friend group, and show up as you. Be authentic. Okay? I already told you guys. You guys heard my story about how I faked the funk so much, and how the Hollywood effect would be the way that I live my life. I can't wait for you guys to read about it and see it and all the above when you get my book. My book is coming out. If you have not already got your copy, go ahead and buy it. The link is definitely in my bio. It's definitely going to be underneath the comments in this video once I post it. Also, tomorrow at 7 o'clock as well, we are doing some fun live raffling, you guys. I'll be raffling some things off, some prizes. We are getting ready to release my ebook. Yes, so come on tomorrow at 7, same time. It's going to be me and my publisher going back and forth talking about my writing process. Those of you who are book writers, I know several people who follow me have asked me about how can I write a book? How can I do that? Get on tomorrow. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the process. My publisher is amazing, you guys. She is a blessing to work with. And she's just going to ask some questions and be on with me and walk through this thing. And we'll be giving away raffles, like I said, prizes. You can download my ebook tomorrow and get a little sneak peek before the book release on Saturday, which is exciting. My ebook is going to be on a special discount tomorrow too. If you're on my live, you'll be able to get it at that time at a special discount. So lots of exciting stuff tomorrow. Get on live with me. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Love you, love you, love you, love you. And listen, beware of that Hollywood effect. Stop faking the funk. Be honest, be authentic, show up, be strong, but also know that you can be weak and God will be there to hold you up no matter what. All right, you guys, I will talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.